President Biden has tapped Dr. Mandy Cohen, former North Carolina Health Secretary, to lead the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Joining me now is Yahoo Finance's Anjalee Khemlani with more. Hey, Anjalee.
Hey, Rochelle, that's right. So Dr. Mandy Cohen does have a pretty good reputation within the healthcare industry, but also has bipartisan support. And while that's not necessary because her position will not need to be Senate confirmed, it is a good step for the administration. Just a little background on her. She's currently working at Aledade, which is a healthcare company. She's executive vice president as well as CEO of the Care Solution arm of that company. As you mentioned, former North Carolina Health Department head, as well as former CEO and chief of staff at CMS. So she's already been in a government position and has that background. Really an interesting pick. We know the timing of it all at a point in the country where, the current CDC director stepping down after leading the country through the COVID pandemic and the public health emergency. And now that is unwinding, a lot on her plate when it comes to sort of the cleanup after and the look back. So going to be an interesting one for that.
And as you mentioned, sort of looking ahead here, the FDA made a big announcement last week for this fall's COVID vaccine rollout. What do we know about that?
That's right. We do not yet have word from the CDC on who might need that vaccine. We do know that, of course, the most vulnerable are the ones that are likely to get it. But right now, the FDA aligning with the World Health Organization to target the XBB variant, or the XBB.1.5. And that has been the most dominant strain in the U.S. for the last few months. In March, it hit a peak of about 80% of cases. But right now, it has sequenced to about 30% or 40%. So on the decline a bit, but still a target globally. Just a little background on where we've been with all of these strains. The monovalent Wuhan strain is the first one that was approved, of course, the first set of vaccines that we all received. And then the FDA upgraded to a bivalent that includes the original strain and the Omicron strain that continued to circulate. Now we're just on a single target of the XBB. XBB is in the same family as Omicron, and it does have a tendency to have repeat infections. So kind of classified as a little bit immune evasive in that sense, though we know that the severity of illness has decreased over time. So that's where the focus is right now for the fall for COVID vaccines. So stay tuned for those rolling out. And of course, we know the number of companies has also decreased over time on who's available. So the only three real companies that will have options will be Pfizer, Moderna, and Novavax. And they all basically have a head start right now on getting those ready for the fall.
Certainly a new phase we're entering here in the COVID fight. Thank you for getting us up to speed. Anjalee Khemlani there for us.